Okay, hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, bro.
Okay. Previous class we understood about data types and its usability. Now today we will run the example program in Angular, like few things, like how the application will run, and we will look into them further. But we will just run a variable declaration and just we will display them. Okay, we write the code in ts.ts actually. Whatever the language we write inside the TS is a TypeScript language. This is the TypeScript language. So we created the variable like variable name and variable type, and we are saying the value as a job and so var type. So because it's inside of method, so we will understand about what is ng on in it and what is class, what is export, and what is component, what is import, and everything we will understood about them further classes. As of now, just understand how the application is running and what is the output is giving us. Just understand the declaration of the variable and initialization of the variable only. We have created this. Okay, what we did is uh, the variable name is name. Okay, name is a variable name, and we assign the value John. So it means that we created the memory in the system, and we are given the particular memory as a name, one name, and the type of the name is John, string type, and we assign the value inside of it. and then we want it is stored in this given variable name. It has a John as a value. So just I want to view that John in the console. So I mentioned that console.log as a name as name. I called this name. Okay. Console. Okay. Here it is. Okay. It is printed John. You can able to see app.component.ts. Here in app.component.ts. 21 line. It is printed John. Right. 21 line. This name John is printed in the console.
Okay, but what is that ng on it?
Okay. We will go for the ng on init and all those things further classes. But we are understanding now about the variables.
Yes.
Yes. I am just displaying like how the application is, how the console is working, like
Okay.
variables. You're all familiar with the variables and the data type, but still how it will execute in real time. Like in JavaScript, you understand like
Yes.
variables and different data types, everything. So I want to differentiate what is the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript.
Only the
There is
variable
a
declaration is different, right?
uh,
Only the variable declarations is different,
no,
right?
no. The type in JavaScript, we will not mention all this. It is not a fixed type actually. So
Okay.
typed in JavaScript, we create every variable as a var, let, and const only. But
Yes.
in uh,
TypeScript
but
we
in TypeScript,
data types also.
yes, there is
Okay.
a main difference. What why the typed functions and all these things, there is a major difference will be there. Okay, we have created inside of method we write all these things. Okay. Okay, now we will see another. Okay, you see this is a number and this is also point and this is a addition like aggregate functions will happen. So if you print this one also, it has given the output like in 31 line, 33 and 36 line. Whatever we print like console, right? So console will print the value in the browser. Score 1, score 2 and the sum. Here are the values. Like we printed like console.log, right? So what I am training, what I am giving the uh, question to the browser is like print in the browser. like console.log. So I want this particular output. I want this particular output. So what happening is when I write this particular code, right? When I write, I have assigned the value. This is a variable. For example, I have assigned the value as a 50. So 50 is assigned, and I have given the variable name as core one. So what happening is, so when I run this application, I have initialized the value inside a variable. After when I run the application, so the browser will transform. This is a TypeScript TS. TypeScript has compiled to pure JavaScript. Okay, so pure JavaScript, and then it will print on the browser. Okay, browser. Before to the browser, right? Before to this particular browser. So I want to see this particular what is the output, what is the output. So then so browser compiler. Okay, we have declared the variable initializer, and we assign the value to this particular variable, and we return we return in the TypeScript file, ts file. Okay, for HTML dot HTML we will write, for JavaScript dot JS we will write, for TypeScript we will write in ts file. Okay, once we run this particular piece of code, so this piece of code will become compiled. So then after compiler, I want to see the output. So I have written console.log. Okay,
Okay.
this is the console.log. So I'm able to view this. I'm able to view the output in the browser. Okay, in the console only, right? Okay, please clearly understand. Uh, I'm able to see in the console. Here it is the console. Then if I want to convert this piece of code to JavaScript by using the TypeScript, so from here console, if I want to directly display after, I don't want to see in the console, I want to see in the browser. Okay, then I have to write this Angular code. Okay, here it is the name, right? So this name we are able to see in the console, the John. So instead of that one, I want to see in the browser. So in HTML, we will understand the syntax and everything in further class. Don't worry.
Excuse me.
You are able to see this new name, like here it is John, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here it is John, and we are able to display the same John in here also. So these both are not coming from the same. We will understand this difference. Okay, so in console, in console we are able to display this particular new name in the console. Okay, so instead of that one, I want to display that in particular browser. So because of this is inside of method, so it is not able to access to coming to the browser directly in this way. For that one, we need to create another way. But if you want to display uh, anything, any value as a variable or anything, we will do interpolation in this way, and we will display. Display. Okay, forget about all these things actually. Okay, for time being, like this is the title, and this is the page. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, this is the variable. Okay, title is a variable and we assign the value as a pages level. Okay, so what happen is in browser, so this thing will happen like there will be the title and we assign the value as a pages level. Okay, so when we run the application, it will compile first,
Okay.
compile. So then after compiler, once it compile, it will convert to TypeScript to JavaScript. Okay, so if I want to display only in a console, so then I will write console.log log, so that I can display in the console. If I want to display in the browser, so the compiler will convert the pure TypeScript to JavaScript only. So in for that one, we will write every code after compiling. We write every code in .html file if you want to display in the browser. Okay. So that I have written this HTML text in this .html file. So in the browser, the displaying pages like, because this browser will understand only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript only. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now we will understand global scope and local scope, class scope. Yeah, we will first go with the class. What is class actually? So class is a user defined reference type data type. So it is also type of a data type only, but it is a user defined data type. So like a number string, they are system defined. So this is a user defined class and object and everything. So whatever we will whatever the code we write in a Angular, we write inside of a class. Okay, inside of a class we will write. So class is a user defined reference type data type. So what we will write everything inside of a class. So here we will understand about variables, how, what is global, and local. Okay, whatever we write. This is the method. Whatever we write outside of a method, whatever we declare I is equal to 20, like name is equal to John. Whatever we write outside of the method is a global variable. Whatever we write inside of a method is a local variable where I j equal to 30. Okay.
Okay. This j is equal to 30 can be accessible only in that method, right?
Yes, we can access only in this particular method only. If you want to access this I also instead of that method, we can able to access
Mhm.
because it's a global. So global can be accessible to anywhere
If we
of the class.
declare that I is equal to 20 with const, then
We can't change the value.
okay.
We
Even if
can't.
we declare it with the let also, we can access it in method.
Yes, if you declare it as let us, we can access in the method. Like no method we can we can't change the value. We can reassign the value, but we can't declare. We will understand those things. Let whatever the in let var constant. Okay, we will have the separate class on.
Yeah.
Okay, we will have the separate class on. So let are the let var constant are the local variables. It will consider as local variables. Like by default, we have not given any variable. I just written in. We have given in not any type here. I just written directly title and the value assigned because by default for every variable it is a var type only in Angular. Okay, by default it will consider as a var. For that purpose, we can't assign anything. But instead of method, na, we will write let name equal to Ajay var contact equal to I can give anything. So let and var these are the any types. Okay, here the details is a variable name and I have given the type as a string. Okay, we are assigning only string value. string and name is a detail. Okay, we have assigned the value as user details. Okay, so I have not given any type, any. We have given only the type as a string, so it will assign only string value only. Other than string, we can't assign. Okay, if I want instead of string, if I give any number, so what it is saying? So number is not assignable to the type string, right? Okay. But for let type, we are assigning anything, right? For let, we are assigning. If we give as a let var and const, we are assigning any values. Like for name, I can assign string. Var also we are assigning number. Const also number we can assign. So if I remove this one also, so instead of number, I want to assign string, like true also, for example, true. Right? It is able to assignable. So for var, I am assigning string. You can try.
But on the details, we mentioned the data type as string, right? So that is why it won't take number.
Yes.
Below, we didn't mention any data type, so it can take anything. You can assign anything to name.
So if you give any type now, string type, it is able to assign only string types, number types. If you give boolean,
only true or
so it
false.
will assign. But for let, var and const, it will, they are any types. They can access any type of data. Okay. We use in JavaScript, we use only these three only,
Const and
right?
jar. Okay.
In this way, we can't able to act like this. Like this, we will not write, right? In
Yeah, in
JavaScript.
JavaScript we won't write, only in TypeScript we.
Yes. So this is what the strictly type means. So this is what the strict type of. This is called the strictly type. So for by if we create any variable and we have given this particular variable as a strictly as a string type, so that the particular memory will be fixed. Okay, if you want to access this particular string, we can access easily. So by this it will improve the performance. By this any developer can develop any application very fastly. So there will be not ambiguity issues. There will be we can produce a very less error code issues. So this is called the object oriented principles. So JavaScript is a object oriented based principle application, JavaScript. But this is object oriented principle based application. This is okay. This part is clear, right? The
Yes.
difference between what is JavaScript and TypeScript. Okay,
Yeah.
we will display this particular value in the browser also. In other things, like if you want to let we can't contribute as name. So by default, they are we will not write because they are the local scope variables actually. So they if they are the global scope. So if I want to access this title inside of this particular method, I can do this. Title equal to I can reassign the value as the slave to